When I was 5, I asked my mom what is a good profession to pursue, and she said, well, you could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, or you could be an architect. And I asked, what is an architect? My name is Danny Dong. I am an architectural designer based in New York City. Whether I'm designing a museum, an art gallery, or a workplace, the design of the experience is an amalgamation of a countless number of choices, many of which may go unnoticed, but nonetheless add up to the experience that one has for the time that they're in that place. When we're walking down the street and you see brick, you see a brick building, the brick building didn't just happen either through machinery or magically, but it took hundreds of workers, hundreds of masons laying that brick. As an architect, when you're drawing something, you're constantly questioning it. You're constantly asking yourself, is that the right line? Is that the right shape? You can go through pages and pages of a sketchbook and find half-baked ideas, because as you're drawing, halfway through that sketch, you find out that there's a better way to do it. So there are many movements of architecture and art, and they all begin with some response to their current context. Before Bauhaus, there was a eschewing of the status quo of these extremely ornate pieces of architecture. The movements of architecture really coincide with some broader social movement, either flowing with it or against it. I think the most important thing to know about Bauhaus is that it's very human-centric. This idea that form follows function creates a really sterile result. I think what people tend to miss is that there's a very human element to that. There's a well-known tea kettle from the Bauhaus era, designed by Marianne Brandt, where she considered every little detail about the kettle itself, the metal, the shape, how things come together. But she also considered how the human interacts with that tea kettle. The human interaction of an object is so important to Bauhaus design. It transcends the sort of cold, the simple sort of impression that it gives when you're just seeing it with your eyes. So one might walk past the Seagram building and see that it's a building with exposed steel and glass. But what they might not notice is a building that's set back further from the street than its neighbors to create a public plaza for folks that really is welcoming. When I look at a watch, what I see is the culmination of hundreds of decisions. The thickness of a wired lug, the knurling on a crown, just the subtle glint that you get off of a rounded crystal, that all come together to create a holistic experience for a person when they look at a watch, when they touch the crown. There is a lot of people and there is a lot of thought. There's a clear lineage between NOMOS and the Bauhaus movement.